Welcome to this video on cloud migration, where we explore a complete strategy for moving your infrastructure from on-premises to the cloud. We will cover how to plan, migrate, optimize, and secure your cloud journey throughout these 65 slides of technical content. In this video, you will learn the full roadmap for cloud migration. We will cover the 6 rupees of migration, step-by-step planning, cloud-specific tools, database migration strategies, security, cost optimization techniques to save you money, and real-world case studies to help you avoid common failures. Cloud migration is the process of relocating your digital assets, like applications, databases, and servers, to a cloud environment. It is more than just a lift and shift. It requires careful business planning and architecture redesign to achieve better scalability, reliability, and cost efficiency. Organizations migrate to the cloud for several key reasons, including significant cost reduction, massive scalability, and global reach. Beyond that, the cloud offers faster innovation, enhanced security, and better support for remote workforces, while helping to avoid expensive, recurring data center hardware refreshes. The industry impact is clear. 94% of enterprises currently use cloud services. With global spending reaching $679 billion in 2024, it is no surprise that 60% of corporate data now resides in the cloud. With proper optimization, organizations often see cost savings of 30 to 40%. Understanding cloud service models is essential. IaaS provides raw infrastructure like virtual machines. PaaS offers managed runtime platforms for developers, and SaaS delivers fully managed applications directly through your browser. Each model offers different levels of control and management. Your deployment model determines your infrastructure's reach and control. Public clouds offer unlimited scalability, private clouds provide dedicated control for sensitive data, and hybrid clouds allow you to combine both, providing a flexible management plane that spans your entire environment. We use the 6 rupees of migration to categorize our strategy: Rehost, Replatform, Refactor, Repurchase, Retire, and Retain. Most enterprises use a mix of these strategies. Rehosting is often the best way to start, as it provides quick wins and helps your team build essential cloud experience. When deciding between Rehost and Refactor, consider your timeline and goals. Rehosting is the fastest path with the lowest risk, but refactoring, while complex and time-consuming, offers the highest reward by fully leveraging cloud-native benefits like serverless computing and auto-scaling. Replatforming serves as a middle ground. By keeping your core architecture but swapping components for managed cloud services, like moving to Amazon RDS or Azure Cache, you can achieve significant cost reductions and reduced operational overhead without the need for a full re-architecture. Successful migration requires a structured planning phase. From defining business objectives and building your team, to cataloging your inventory and setting up a secure landing zone, these 8 steps form the foundation of a successful migration project. You cannot migrate what you do not understand. Use automated discovery tools from AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud to map your dependencies. By classifying applications by business criticality and understanding server communication, you avoid the risks of breaking integrated systems during your transition. Never skip the landing zone. It is your pre-configured foundation for security, networking, and governance. Whether using AWS Control Tower or Azure landing zones, setting this up correctly ensures you avoid costly security and operational issues later in your cloud journey. Network connectivity is your bridge to the cloud. Start with VPN tunnels for testing, but transition to dedicated private connections for your production workloads. This ensures consistent latency, higher bandwidth, and the reliability needed to maintain your connection between on-premises systems and the cloud. Finally, plan your migration in waves. Start with a foundational phase and a small pilot to build team confidence. Gradually scale by migrating groups of applications with shared dependencies, and always allow time between waves to learn, improve, and ensure your team is ready for the next move. Moving on to tools. This slide covers the key migration services for AWS. AWS MGN handles automated lift and shift for servers. AWS DMS is designed for database migrations with minimal downtime, and the AWS Transfer family provides a managed way to handle file transfers for your data. For those using Microsoft Azure, the primary tools include Azure Migrate as your central hub for assessment, Azure Site Recovery to ensure business continuity, and Azure Database Migration for streamlining the transition of your data platforms with minimal downtime. Google Cloud offers specific solutions for modernization. Use Migrate to VMs for virtual machine relocation, Migrate to containers to help modernize legacy applications, and their database migration service, which provides a serverless approach for moving your databases to Cloud SQL or AlloyDB. Executing a lift and shift involves a systematic 8-step process. This starts with installing a replication agent, moving through block-level synchronization, and culminating in a cutover, where DNS records are updated to point to your new cloud-based production environment. When migrating databases, you must choose between offline and online methods. Online migration uses continuous replication to keep systems in sync and minimize downtime. You also need to determine if you are performing a homogeneous move or a complex, heterogeneous migration requiring schema conversion. Achieving zero downtime during database migration relies on change data capture, or CDC. By capturing every update on the source and replicating it to the target in real time, you can reach near zero lag before finally switching your application to the new cloud database. For massive datasets, network transfers might not be enough. Major cloud providers offer specialized physical appliances like AWS Snowball, Azure DataBox, and Google's Transfer Appliance. Use these when your data volume makes a standard network migration take longer than 1 week. Migration is an ideal time to modernize your applications. Strategies like containerization, moving to serverless functions, or decomposing monoliths into microservices can dramatically increase your agility, improve scalability, and help you transition away from self-managed middleware. Containerization allows you to package your application and its dependencies into a portable format. By building Docker images, testing them, and deploying them to managed Kubernetes services, you ensure consistent performance across all your environments while reducing resource overhead. Serverless migration involves offloading your infrastructure management to the cloud provider. By using services like AWS Lambda, Azure Functions, or Google Cloud Functions, you pay only for the code execution time, making this an ideal model for event-driven and intermittent workloads. Security remains a top priority during migration. You must ensure all data is encrypted both in transit and at rest. Utilize private subnets for your workloads, and manage your secrets and access keys through centralized, secure cloud services to maintain a robust security posture. Effective identity management is crucial. By federating your existing on-premises directories with cloud identity providers, you maintain unified access control. Always enforce the principle of least privilege and use managed service identities instead of hard-coded long-term credentials. Maintaining compliance is a continuous process. You must ensure your data residency adheres to local regulations, use organizational policies to establish guardrails, and leverage automated tools to monitor your configuration against industry standards like SOC2 or HIPAA. To optimize your cloud costs, start by right-sizing your instances and utilizing commitment-based savings plans. Automated scaling, storage tiering, and cleaning up unused resources are essential habits that can help you significantly reduce your overall cloud spend after migration. In summary, substantial savings are achievable by addressing oversized instances, committing to reservations, leveraging spot capacity, and scheduling the shutdown of non-production environments. Organizations can realize significant reductions in their monthly cloud infrastructure costs. A multi-cloud strategy involves using multiple cloud providers to avoid vendor lock-in and maximize specific service capabilities. While this adds complexity regarding networking and tooling, it helps meet data sovereignty requirements and allows you to select the best provider for each specific business need. Hybrid cloud architecture connects your on-premises infrastructure with the public cloud. This approach is often used as a transitional state or for latency-sensitive workloads that must remain close to local data sources while benefiting from cloud-scale resources. Migrating Windows workloads requires careful license management. Options include bringing your own license or using cloud-provided license-included instances. You must also account for Active Directory, SQL Server, and file server migrations to ensure full compatibility in the cloud environment. Linux workloads are typically more cost-effective to migrate due to zero licensing costs. Best practices include containerizing applications, using configuration management tools like Ansible or Chef to maintain consistency, and ensuring kernel compatibility with your cloud instances. For storage migration, choose the right service for your needs, whether it's block storage for high performance or object storage for archival data. Automated tools like AWS DataSync or Azure FileSync help move your data securely and efficiently to the cloud. Disaster recovery strategy depends on your RPO and RTO requirements. Options range from simple backup and restore to high availability, active configurations. Remember to test your disaster recovery procedures quarterly to ensure they work as expected during an actual incident. Post-migration, focus on observability. Utilize native cloud monitoring, set up log aggregation, and implement application performance monitoring to track your services. Establishing clear performance baselines and automated alerts is essential for maintaining a healthy and performant cloud environment. To optimize performance, select the appropriate instance types for your specific workload needs. Implement caching layers, use load balancers, and leverage edge locations through CDNs to reduce latency for your end users while ensuring your infrastructure scales automatically with demand. Migration challenges are often a mix of technical and organizational hurdles. From undocumented application dependencies and legacy limitations to skill gaps and budget approvals, Identifying these roadblocks early is critical to planning an effective and smooth transition. Common migration failures often result from skipping assessment or testing phases. To avoid this, always perform discovery, set up a robust landing zone, and conduct parallel testing before cutting over. Never underestimate data transfer times or the complexity of application dependencies. Avoid anti-patterns like Big Bang migrations or shadow IT. Instead, follow a structured, phased approach. Migrate first, optimize for cost, and finally modernize. Always have a documented, tested rollback plan for every cutover wave to minimize business risk. Change management is the human side of migration. Invest in team training, establish a cloud center of excellence, and communicate milestones clearly to stakeholders. Building internal expertise and clear operational processes is just as important as the technology you deploy. Migration scales differently for startups versus enterprises. Startups can leverage cloud-native services from day one. Enterprises, however, require detailed governance, multi-account structures, and often seek external consulting partners to manage large-scale migrations over multiple years. Netflix's 7-year journey to the cloud showcases the power of a gradual refactoring approach. By building hundreds of microservices and developing their own cloud-native operational tools, they successfully moved away from physical data centers while maintaining massive global scale. Capital One provides a great case study for enterprise migration. By committing to a cloud-first strategy, they successfully migrated thousands of applications and shut down all their on-premises data centers, proving that even highly regulated industries can excel in the cloud.